Imagine this. Your life is a grand masterpiece, and each day you are given a fresh brush and a new canvas. The question is, what will you create? What kind of story will you narrate through your actions, your mindset, and your habits? The truth is that success is not achieved in a single day. It is built daily. Pay close attention, for there are 10 small habits that, if practiced consistently, will forever transform your life. They will shape your character, fuel your ambitions, and redefine your future. 1. Set a clear goal every day. A ship without a destination is at the mercy of the wind. It moves but without direction or purpose. Similarly, a person who wakes each morning without a clear goal may occupy their time and remain in constant motion. But busyness does not equate to progress, nor does activity guarantee achievement. Clarity is the foundation of greatness. No empire, revolution, or lasting legacy was ever constructed in a haze of confusion. Left unchecked, the mind is akin to an untrained beast, restless, chaotic, and easily swayed by distractions, demands, and expectations that bombard us from every angle. However, the moment you set an intention, you seize command of your direction, and the world no longer dictates your path. Before the day's chaos envelops you, take a moment to decide on one clear goal for the day. Not 10, not 5, just one. It need not be monumental, it must simply be intentional. Perhaps it involves making a pressing decision, completing a long overdue task, or learning something new. The power of this goal lies not in its size, but in its clarity. By providing your mind with a specific target, you endow it with purpose, transforming passive existence into an active pursuit. You shift from drifting to directing, from reacting to responding, allowing you to shape your day instead of being shaped by it. This is the hidden key to extraordinary achievement, and it is not found in rare bursts of inspiration or wishful thinking. Rather, it is discovered in the deliberate accumulation of days, one stacked upon another. The individual who defines their aim each morning is the one who carves their destiny. A vague wish never built an empire. A blurred vision never established a legacy. Clarity did, and it always will. 2. Start your day with a mindset of gratitude. Understand that your mindset determines your destiny. It is not luck, circumstance, or even talent that shapes the course of your life as much as your way of thinking. At the core of an unwavering mind lies a simple yet powerful practice: gratitude. Most people awaken burdened by dread for the challenges ahead, their minds fixating on problems, on what is lacking, and on what could go awry. This mindset is a self-imposed prison that keeps individuals trapped in fear, doubt, and negativity. What they fail to realize is that they possess the power to shift everything with the implementation of a single habit. One that takes less than a minute, but rewires the mind for resilience. Each morning, before the world's chaos pulls you in countless directions, pause, take a breath, and list 3 things for which you are grateful. These need not be grand. They might be as simple as being alive that day, having a roof over your head, sharing a conversation with a friend, or seizing a new opportunity. Gratitude is not about disregarding challenges. It is about consciously choosing to recognize what is good in your life. This shift in perspective is not merely wishful thinking. It is empowerment. By focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you transition from scarcity to abundance, from limitation to possibility. A mind that perceives possibility will always find a way, recognizing opportunities where others see obstacles and generating solutions instead of excuses. Remember, gratitude is not just a feeling. It is a discipline and a formidable weapon against doubt, fear, and anxiety. Those who cultivate gratitude remain unshaken by hardship because they have trained their minds to look beyond setbacks and to focus on what can be done, rather than dwelling on what cannot. The strongest minds are not those that have never faced struggles. They are the ones that have mastered the art of perspective, with gratitude being the foundation of that mastery. 3. Read for 30 minutes daily. Every great mind has been forged in the crucible of knowledge. The wisdom of the past, the insights of the present, and the possibilities of the future These elements serve as the building blocks of intellectual and personal growth. If you desire to elevate your thinking, to refine your mind into a force of clarity and power, you must become a student of wisdom. The world is rife with distractions, yet few pursuits are as transformative as the simple act of reading. Just one book can alter the trajectory of your entire life. A single idea, one profound realization, can dismantle old limitations and open doors you never knew existed. Knowledge is not merely power, it is freedom. It liberates you from ignorance, stagnation, and the cycle of unchallenged thoughts that confine you to the same patterns and frustrations. Each page you turn broadens your perspective, encouraging you to see beyond the narrow confines of your current understanding. The greatest leaders, thinkers, and innovators share one common trait: an insatiable hunger for learning. They recognize that just as the body must be nourished and exercised, the mind requires the same. Like muscles that grow stronger with consistent training, the mind sharpens with regular exposure to new ideas, philosophies, and ways of thinking. The key is discipline, a daily commitment to reading, even if only for 30 minutes. It is a minor investment with immeasurable returns. Some may argue that books are outdated, but true wisdom is timeless. It is not merely about information, it is about depth. While fleeting news feeds and superficial content bombard your mind with noise, books demand patience, engagement, and contemplation. They challenge you to think critically, to question, and to reflect. In a world that thrives on quick fixes and instant gratification, reading becomes an act of rebellion, a declaration that you value depth over distraction, mastery over mediocrity. You are always one book away from a breakthrough. One well-placed insight can shift your mindset, transform your habits, and pave the way to greatness. However, that breakthrough will never materialize unless you take the first step. Make the commitment to read for 30 minutes a day. Let this serve as the foundation upon which you build an unshakable mind. Over time, you will look back and realize that the greatest investment you ever made was in the strength of your intellect. 4. Take control of your inner dialogue. You are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul, not by mere chance or the whims of fortune, but by the supreme power of your thoughts. The mind is a fertile field filled with boundless potential, yet it produces only what is planted within it. If you plant seeds of doubt and fear, you will reap failure and despair. However, if you sow the golden seeds of belief, determination, and purpose, your life will bear fruit beyond your grandest imagination. Consider the man who tells himself, "I am weak." His shoulders slump, his voice trembles, and his very presence diminishes. He need not be held captive by iron chains. He has already shackled himself in invisible chains of self-doubt. Conversely, the man who proclaims, "I am strong, I am capable, I will overcome," walks with purpose, speaks with conviction, and acts with unyielding confidence, bending circumstances to his will. The difference between these two men is not one of birth or fortune. It is a difference of thought. Pay close attention to your inner dialogue, for it contains the blueprint of your destiny. Should you tell yourself, "I cannot," you send forth a command to your mind, and your body will comply. However, if you say, "I am learning," you ignite within yourself a spirit of growth, a spark that turns obstacles into stepping stones. Do not say, "I am not good enough." Instead say, "I am improving every day." This small shift in language alters not only your state of mind, but also your entire reality. Words are not just sounds, they are forces, silent architects that construct the structure of your life. Each word you utter plants a seed in the garden of your subconscious. Speak of failure, and it shall bloom. Speak of greatness, and it will bear fruit. The most successful individuals in history, the ones who have emerged from obscurity to prominence, have mastered this secret. They have spoken their desired lives into existence long before they grasped them. Let no one claim that fate is cruel, for fate is merely a servant to thought. Speak wisely, think boldly, and act with steadfast faith, and the world will shape itself according to your will. 5. Embrace discomfort every single day. Humanity is not meant for ease, but for conquest. History has not been written by those who sought refuge in comfort, nor has success ever been won by individuals who feared struggle. Comfort is a silent thief. It steals ambition, dulls the spirit, and lulls the mind into complacency. Every time you avoid discomfort, you do not simply stand still, you move backward. Growth is the offspring of adversity, and those who aspire to greatness must first learn to embrace the trials that forge it. The most successful individuals of our time, those who have risen from obscurity to command industries, wealth, and influence, share a common trait. They do not shy away from difficulty. Rather, they seek it, leaning into discomfort as a blacksmith leans into the fire. They know that only through the heat of resistance can steel be tempered. They understand that progress is found not in idle repose, but at the very edge of endurance. To carve your place among such individuals, you must train yourself to endure what others flinch from. Do something uncomfortable each day. Rise before the sun and claim dominion over the morning. Push yourself beyond fatigue, beyond convenience, and beyond what you once deemed possible. Speak when your voice quivers. Take action when fear urges you to wait. And risk failure when mediocrity proposes safety. Each act of discomfort expands your limits, fortifies your will, and strengthens your spirit. The more you learn to embrace discomfort, the more formidable you become. Each conquered struggle is a stone laid in the foundation of your success, and each hardship faced with courage tightens the sinew of your character. You are not meant for a life of ease, but for a life of triumph. The world bows not to those who seek comfort, but to those who endure, persist, and conquer. Therefore, I implore you to reject ease, to resist the temptation of stagnation, and to welcome challenge as an old friend, for in its embrace lies your true potential. The individual who dares to endure today shall emerge as the master of tomorrow. 6. Master the art of focus. Success is not reserved for the fortunate, nor is failure the fate of the unfortunate. Both result from habit, discipline, or the lack thereof. In today's age, distraction is the greatest enemy to discipline. It is the silent killer of dreams, the thief that robs individuals of their purpose while they remain oblivious. Distraction does not strike with force or announce its arrival. Instead, it seeps into the mind, scattering attention, dulling ambition, and replacing progress with idle indulgence. We live in a world that clamors for your attention. Endless noise, ceaseless demands, trivial diversions pulling your focus in 100 directions at once. However, let me remind you, what you focus on, you nurture. If you allow your mind to succumb to distractions, you are watering the seeds of mediocrity. Conversely, if you learn to direct your focus with precision, you will cultivate the harvest of greatness. A man who obsesses over problems will find himself mired in doubt and despair, whereas the individual who trains his mind to seek solutions will discover that every difficulty harbors an opportunity. The choice lies with him, and it lies with you. Master your focus, and you will master your destiny. Train your mind to single task. Ignore the siren call of constant interruptions. Turn off notifications, silence the trivial, and allocate specific hours for deep, undisturbed work. Make concentration a sacred ritual that cannot be violated by the fleeting whims of the external world. Understand this: the person who controls his focus controls his future. Distraction is the refuge of the unfocused. It serves as an excuse for the uncommitted. However, the individual who commands his attention like a warrior wields a sword, sharp, unwavering, and precise, will etch his name into the annals of history. Therefore, I urge you to guard your focus as if it were your fortune, for in truth it is worth far more. Allow no idle pleasure or trivial concern to rob you of the destiny that is yours to claim. Train your mind, direct your thoughts, and the world will bow to the power of your unwavering attention. 7. Cultivate relentless self-discipline. The road to success is not paved with good intentions, nor is it constructed from fleeting bursts of inspiration. It is built with the bricks of discipline, unyielding, unbreakable, and essential. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. It is the force that separates those who dream from those who act. The person who masters discipline masters his fate. The one who lacks it becomes enslaved to circumstance. Allow me to share a truth that few dare to accept. Feelings are unreliable. If you wait until you feel ready, you will remain in stasis indefinitely. If you choose to act only when it is convenient, you will accomplish nothing. Discipline is the ability to do what must be done, regardless of whether you feel like it. It manifests as rising before dawn, when comfort beckons you to sleep, working while others rest, persisting when others quit, and moving forward when the weak make excuses. Discipline is a muscle. Like any muscle, it strengthens with use. Every time you choose action over procrastination, every time you show up instead of yielding to weakness, you fortify your will. Each time you uphold your commitments to yourself, you build trust in your own abilities, a steadfast confidence that cannot be granted, only earned. Trust me, self-discipline is the ultimate key to freedom. The undisciplined person is bound by impulses, controlled by distractions, and shackled by the whims of the moment. In contrast, the disciplined person masters himself. He does not seek motivation because it is unnecessary. He acts regardless, thus gaining control over his destiny. Recognize this. Talent may open doors, but only discipline will keep them ajar. Ambition may ignite the flame, but only discipline will sustain it. No individual has ever achieved greatness without first learning to master himself. Therefore, I urge you to train yourself as a warrior prepares for battle. Strengthen your will, harden your resolve, and choose discipline today, tomorrow, and every day thereafter. When discipline becomes your way of life, success becomes inevitable. 8. Surround yourself with high-value people. A person is not merely a product of their thoughts and actions. He is a reflection of those with whom he associates. Show me the company you keep, and I will reveal the trajectory of your life. Whether you realize it or not, you are the average of the 5 individuals with whom you spend the most time. Their habits become yours. Their beliefs shape your beliefs. Their standards define your own. If you are surrounded by individuals who complain, you will soon find yourself entrenched in excuses, languishing in the same mediocrity that binds them. If you associate with those who accept failure as their fate and view obstacles as insurmountable, you will unconsciously adopt the same limitations. However, if you seek the company of those who push boundaries, defy odds, and refuse anything less than success, you too will rise to that standard. You will strive harder, think bigger, and act with greater conviction. Choose wisely. The people around you either propel you forward or pull you back. There is no neutrality in influence. Surround yourself with those who sharpen your mind, challenge your thinking, and refuse to let you settle for less than your full potential. Seek mentors, wise men who have traveled the path you aspire to follow. Engage in conversations that stretch your intellect and force you to expand your vision beyond the confines of your current understanding. Know that the right environment will change you faster than any motivation ever could. A person need not rely on fleeting inspiration when immersed in a culture of excellence. In the presence of greatness, mediocrity becomes intolerable, and stagnation is impossible. Hence, I implore you to choose your circle with care. Walk among giants, and you will learn to stand tall. Align yourself with thinkers, doers, and individuals of action, and you will become one yourself. If you aspire to elevate your life, elevate your standards. In the end, your future will not be determined by chance. It will be forged by the hands of those you allow into your world. 9. Take daily action towards your dreams. A dream without action is nothing more than a fantasy, a wish whispered into the wind, lost before it ever takes form. Success does not visit the man who waits, nor does it favor those who merely hope. It only bows to those who act, who work tirelessly and refuse to let a single day elapse without progress. Dreams do not materialize unless you do the work. You cannot afford to sit idly by and expect success to knock on your door. It will not seek out the passive, it rewards the relentless. Every individual who has risen from obscurity to greatness has done so through sweat and effort, never waiting for the perfect time or for circumstances to align in their favor. They began where they were, using what they had, and took action. You too must seize the day. Each day represents an opportunity to take a step forward, no matter how small. Momentum is not built through a single act of greatness. It is cultivated through the quiet consistency of daily effort. A person who makes even a minor advancement is miles ahead of one who remains stagnant. Start now. Do something today that brings you closer to your goal. Do not be deceived by the illusion that significant achievements happen overnight. They result from small, disciplined actions compounded over time. The writer who produces a single page daily will eventually hold a book in their hands. The person who improves by just 1% each day will find themselves transformed beyond recognition in a year's time. This is the law of effort, inescapable, undeniable, and infallible. Those who adhere to it will rise. Those who defy it will fade into mediocrity. Thus, I compel you to take action, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. The man who moves today is the one who will rule tomorrow. The man who waits will spend his life watching others achieve what he once merely dreamed. 10. End each day with reflection and refinement. The distinction between the individual who grows and one who remains stagnant stems not from talent, luck, or effort alone, but from reflection. The world moves rapidly, filled with people who rush from one day to the next without pausing to ponder, "What have I learned?" However, those who take a moment each night to look inward, to measure their progress, to assess their actions, and to seek improvement place themselves leagues ahead of those who simply drift. Before you close your eyes at night, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where did I falter? How can I be better tomorrow? Success is not about perfection. It is about learning, adapting, and growing stronger with each passing day. The individual who fears making mistakes will never take action, but the person who learns from them will turn failures into stepping stones and obstacles into opportunities. Each day serves as a lesson. Some teach you patience, others test your discipline, or reveal weaknesses you have not yet recognized. Yet all of them, when examined honestly, will leave you wiser than before. The greatest individuals in history, the ones who shaped industries, led nations, and built legacies, did not lack flaws, but they understood this truth. Self-awareness is the foundation of mastery. They did not mindlessly repeat the same errors. They studied themselves as a craftsman studies his work, making corrections, refining techniques, and improving consistently. You too must take time each evening to evaluate the day gone by. Write it down if you must. Celebrate what you excelled at. Acknowledge where you fell short, not with regret, but with determination. The individual who seeks improvement daily will rise far above the one who moves through life without awareness. Do not allow a single day to pass without learning from it. The person who reflects, adapts, and grows is the one who will master his future. Those who fail to look inward will remain forever controlled by forces they do not understand, while those who study themselves hold the key to their evolution. Ultimately, this is the difference between those who succeed and those who merely exist. Now, listen closely. These 10 habits are small, but their impact is immeasurable. They are the foundation of a strong mind, a disciplined character, and a powerful life. The question is, will you put them into practice? Will you commit to the small daily actions that lead to greatness? The choice is yours, and if you choose wisely, your future self will be grateful. So which habit will you start today? The life you desire is not waiting for you. It is waiting for you to take action. And action, my friend, is always within your control.